Imagine owning a beautiful home with a backyard, garage, and space to breathe, all without crushing mortgage payments. Sounds like a dream, right? But what if that dream is totally within reach in 2025? In this video, we're diving into the top 10 most affordable cities to buy a home in the USA, where prices are low, opportunities are high, and the lifestyle is surprisingly awesome. Which city will stretch your dollars the furthest? Could your perfect hometown be one you've never even considered? Let's find out, because affordable living is not a myth. It's a map. Number 10. Memphis, Tennessee. Memphis, Tennessee. A city that's got rhythm in its bones and affordability in its DNA. If you're dreaming of home ownership but your wallet keeps giving you side-eye, Memphis might just be your new best friend. This iconic city, known for being the home of blues music and Elvis Presley's Graceland, isn't just culturally rich. It's one of the most budget-friendly places to plant roots in the U.S. As of 2025, the median home price in Memphis is just $143,715, which is jaw-droppingly low compared to the national median of around $402,000. That's over 64% cheaper. Let that sink in for a moment. But the savings don't stop there. The cost of living in Memphis is about 14.2% lower than the national average, and property taxes are some of the lowest in the country. We're talking $1,480 annually on average, compared to the national average of $2,795. Whether you're a young couple, remote worker, or a small family looking to stretch your dollars, Memphis gives you serious bang for your buck. Now let's sprinkle in a bit of lifestyle. Memphis isn't just affordable, it's also full of life. Imagine catching a free concert at Handy Park or walking along the Mississippi River after devouring some world-famous dry rub ribs. The city has over 160 parks, a rapidly growing startup scene, and a solid job market powered by industries like logistics. FedEx is headquartered here, healthcare, and education. The unemployment rate hovers around 3.8%, and there's been a steady rise in homeownership thanks to its accessible pricing. And here's the kicker. If you're an investor or looking to rent out a property, Memphis is gold. The average monthly rent is around $1,250, meaning you could buy a home and rent it out for solid cash flow. With a median household income of around $55,000, many locals are finding it easier to achieve the American dream right here in the heart of Tennessee. So whether you're chasing music, mouth-watering BBQ, or mortgage peace of mind, Memphis says, come on down. It's got soul, savings, and a whole lot of charm. Number 9. Wichita, Kansas. Welcome to Wichita, Kansas, a place where you can still live the American dream without burning through your life savings. In 2025, the median home price in Wichita is around $190,000, which is over 50% lower than the national average. That means you could own a 3-bedroom home here for the price of a 1-bedroom apartment in LA. Yup, really. Wichita isn't just a place to live. It's a place to thrive. The cost of living is 17.2% below the US average, and property taxes are pleasantly modest. On average, homeowners pay around $1,800 per year, which helps keep monthly payments light. Combine that with low utility costs. Wichita ranks among the top 10 cities with the cheapest utilities in the country, and you've got a winning financial combo. And if you're thinking, sure, it's cheap, but is there anything to do there? Oh, absolutely. Wichita surprises people with its strong art scene, over 30 museums, and one of the best zoos in the country, the Sedgwick County Zoo. And for aviation fans, it's called the air capital of the world for a reason. Companies like Textron Aviation and Spirit Aerosystems power the local economy, keeping unemployment around 3.5%. Wichita is also family-friendly, with over 150 public parks, highly rated schools, and one of the shortest average commute times in the nation, just 18 minutes. That means more time for family, hobbies, or just chilling on the porch with sweet tea. For remote workers or first-time homebuyers, Wichita offers a quiet, clean, and connected lifestyle. You can find spacious homes with yards, garages, and even a few chickens if that's your thing. Renters, take note too. Average monthly rent is just $1,100, making it an investor-friendly market with steady cash flow opportunities. So, if you're tired of high prices and long commutes, Wichita might be your slice of affordable paradise. It's cozy, cost-effective, and community-driven. A great mix of small-town vibes with just enough big city sparkle to keep things interesting. Number 8. Harrisburg, Pennsylvania. Harrisburg, Pennsylvania. A place that might not be on everyone's radar, but totally should be. It's the state capital, packed with charm, history, and most importantly, affordability. In 2025, the median home price here is about $210,000, which is over 47% cheaper than the US median. For real, you can snag a charming colonial or craftsman-style house with a porch for under $200,000. But Harrisburg isn't just a budget-friendly buy. It has one of the best first-time homebuyer scores in the country, ranking 9.2 out of 10 in national studies. That's because home prices are low, job opportunities are solid, and the city offers lots of grants and assistance programs to help people get into their first home. Combine that with a median household income of around $60,500, and you've got a sweet balance between income and housing cost. The city itself, super walkable and full of personality. It hugs the Susquehanna River, which makes for gorgeous views and plenty of riverside fun. Harrisburg has a historic downtown with cobblestone streets, trendy cafes, and even a few speakeasy-style bars. There's also City Island, a little island park in the river with baseball games, mini golf, and boat rides. Yes, it's as adorable as it sounds. Harrisburg also benefits from being a commuter-friendly city with close proximity to major hubs like Philadelphia, Baltimore, and Washington, D.C., all within a 2-hour drive. So whether you want a quiet home base or a weekend warrior lifestyle, Harrisburg's got you covered. And here's the kicker. Property taxes, while higher than some states, are offset by the city's low overall cost of living, and average monthly rent is only around $1,200. So even if you're not buying, it's still a financially smart place to be. If you want that perfect mix of small city vibes, walkability, riverfront views, and a mortgage that doesn't make you sweat, Harrisburg is waiting with open arms and open houses. Number 7. Rochester, New York. Rochester, New York. A city that's proving you don't need Manhattan money to own a home in the Empire State. Rochester has one of the lowest median home prices in the entire state, sitting at just $129,900 in 2025. That's not a typo. That's an actual house, not a parking space. When you consider that New York's statewide median is closer to $450,000, Rochester looks like an absolute steal, and it gets even better for first-time homebuyers. Rochester scored a whopping 9.2 out of 10 in first-time buyer rankings, thanks to its affordable homes, strong local economy, and excellent quality of life. You've got a city that's surrounded by lakes, rivers, and parks, including the stunning Highland Park, which explodes with lilacs every spring in one of the biggest lilac festivals in the world. Let's talk income and expenses. The median household income here is around $61,000, and thanks to low housing costs, more than 70% of homes are considered affordable to median income earners. Plus, utilities, groceries, and even entertainment all fall below the national average, so your dollar stretches further. Rochester also has brains and jobs. It's home to the University of Rochester and Rochester Institute of Technology, RIT, both of which pump out talent and jobs in tech, healthcare, and education. The unemployment rate sits around 3.9%, and the city is seeing steady investment in revitalizing downtown and waterfront areas. And if you're more into renting or real estate investing, the average rent is only about $1,100 per month, making it a strong buy and hold opportunity. People love the city's balance of affordability, amenities, and sense of community, which is why Rochester is quietly becoming a go-to spot for people fleeing high prices in places like NYC and Boston. So if you want waterfalls, low mortgages, and a life that feels rich without costing a fortune, Rochester is the upstate underdog you'll be rooting for. Number 6. Indianapolis, Indiana. Indianapolis, Indiana, or as locals affectionately call it, Indy. This city is more than just race cars and cornfields. In 2025, it's one of the smartest places to buy a home in the US. Why? Because here, you can still snag a median-priced home for around $230,000. That's over 40% cheaper than the national average. And we're not talking fixer-uppers. We're talking well-maintained, family-sized homes with garages and backyards. Now let's talk economy. Indianapolis has one of the most balanced job markets in the Midwest. From tech to healthcare to manufacturing, this city's got a job for you, especially if you're in logistics, education, or IT. The unemployment rate is hovering around 3.6%, and the median household income is about $68,000. Combine that with low housing prices, and you've got one heck of a budget-friendly equation. And guess what? Indy isn't just for grown-ups. Families love it here. The average commute is only 24 minutes. There are over 200 parks, and it's one of the most bike-friendly cities in the US. Plus, the city is investing big in its downtown with new residential buildings, public spaces, and even a cultural trail connecting neighborhoods. Want more perks? Property taxes here are low, averaging around 0.87% of home value. That's under $2,000 a year for most homeowners. And if you're looking to rent before you buy, no problem. Average rent is about $1,250 a month, which means you can save for that down payment without going broke. Indianapolis is also a hotspot for young professionals and remote workers. You'll find co-working spaces, a thriving local food scene, and year-round festivals, including the famous Indy 500, which brings in over 300,000 visitors annually. That's more than the Super Bowl. So, if you want big city energy with small-town prices, Indianapolis should be at the top of your list. It's clean, calm, connected, and calling your name. Number 5, Buffalo, New York. Buffalo, New York, a city that's shaking off the snow and stepping into the spotlight. Buffalo was once known for heavy winters and industrial decline, but in 2025, it's making a serious comeback. This city is now a real estate goldmine with a median home price of about $210,000, nearly 50% less than the national median. Yup, owning a home here can cost you less than half of what it would in cities like Seattle or Denver. Zillow actually ranked Buffalo as one of the hottest housing markets of 2025 thanks to its affordability, growing job scene, and revitalized neighborhoods. And it's not just about cheap homes. Buffalo delivers big on quality of life. The cost of living is roughly 13% lower than the national average, and utility bills are among the lowest in New York State. The median household income is around $59,000, and with all the incentives for first-time buyers, including down payment assistance and tax breaks, it's no wonder Buffalo is a top pick for young families and professionals. Plus, it's got history, culture, and wings. Lots of wings. Pro tip, try the Anchor Bar. Thank me later. Buffalo has seen major redevelopment over the past decade. Think new waterfront parks, trendy neighborhoods like Elmwood Village, and a booming craft beer scene. And if you're a sports fan, you've got the Bills and the Sabres, and some of the most loyal fans in the country. The job market here is also growing, especially in healthcare, tech, and higher education. Major employers like M&T Bank, Kaleda Health, and the University at Buffalo are driving job creation and boosting local incomes. Oh, and don't forget Niagara Falls, just a 25-minute drive from downtown. With an average rent around $1,100 per month, real estate investors are also looking closely at Buffalo. It's a classic buy low, cash flow now city. So, if you're looking for an affordable home, a shot at equity growth, and a lifestyle that's cozy, fun, and full of heart, Buffalo is ready to welcome you with open arms, and maybe a plate of wings. Number 4, St. Louis, Missouri. St. Louis, Missouri, also known as the Gateway City, and honestly, the gateway to smart homeownership in 2025. Here, the median home price is about $258,000, which is still over 35% below the national median. That means you could afford a well-sized home with a yard and garage for the price of a cramped studio apartment in most coastal cities. St. Louis is the kind of city that surprises you. It's got the Gateway Arch, 630 feet tall, a booming craft beer scene, incredible food, toasted ravioli, anyone? And some of the most affordable housing in any major metro area in the US. Even better, nearly 68% of homes are considered affordable for the average local earner, which makes this city a hidden champion for middle-class families. Speaking of income, the median household income in St. Louis is around $68,000, and the city offers first-time buyer programs and property tax credits that make owning even more manageable. Property taxes are around 1%, which means an average homeowner might pay $2,500 or less per year. Very reasonable for a big city. St. Louis has a rich economy backed by sectors like biotech, finance, and healthcare. Companies like Boeing, Centene, and Emerson Electric are major employers, and the unemployment rate is about 3.7%. That's good news if you're relocating or looking to switch careers after your move. The city also has a ton of green space, over 100 parks, including the 1,300-acre Forest Park, which is bigger than Central Park in NYC. Plus, St. Louis has free admission to some of its top attractions, including the St. Louis Zoo and Art Museum. Yup, you read that right, free. Renting? Average rent is around $1,250 per month, making it attractive for renters and investors alike. And with charming neighborhoods like Soulard, The Hill, and Central West End, you'll find a vibe that fits, whether you're into history, nightlife, or quiet tree-lined streets. So if you want a vibrant city, rich history, killer food, and home prices that don't give you a panic attack, St. Louis might just be your next happy place. Number 3. Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania, or as we like to call it, the Steel City with a heart of gold. Ranked number 3 on our list, Pittsburgh delivers big-time affordability while wrapping it in rivers, rolling hills, and a skyline that glows like a steel forge at sunset. In 2025, the median home price is around $225,000, which is well below the U.S. median of $402,000. A savings of over 44%. Pittsburgh used to be all about steel mills and smokestacks. Today, it's innovation and clean air. The city has reinvented itself as a tech and healthcare powerhouse, thanks to heavy hitters like Google, Duolingo, and the University of Pittsburgh Medical Center, UPMC. The unemployment rate sits at a low 3.5%, and the median household income is approximately $79,800, which makes homeownership super accessible, especially with 68% of homes considered affordable on that income. Let's talk lifestyle. Pittsburgh is built on 90 distinct neighborhoods, each with its own personality, from hipster-friendly Lawrenceville to historic Shadyside to the artsy Strip District. Add in 446 bridges, yes, more than Venice, 3 rivers, and over 165 parks, and you've got endless ways to live and play for cheap. You'll also save on everyday expenses here. The cost of living is about 10% lower than the national average, and property taxes, while slightly higher in some counties, are offset by all the free or low-cost attractions, like the Carnegie Museums, Phipps Conservatory, and even professional sports. Hello, Steelers and Penguins. Want to rent before buying? The average rent in Pittsburgh is about $1,200 per month, which is excellent for a city this size and caliber. Whether you're a student, remote worker, or growing family, you'll find housing that fits your lifestyle and your budget. So if you're dreaming of homeownership in a city where innovation meets affordability, Pittsburgh is the real deal. It's smart, scenic, and surprisingly budget-friendly, just like your future life here. Number 2, Cleveland, Ohio. Cleveland, Ohio. This place might surprise you, because beneath its industrial past lies a city that's blooming with opportunity, entertainment, and housing prices that make your jaw drop, in a good way. In 2025, the median home price in Cleveland is just $205,000, a staggering 49% cheaper than the US average. That's almost like buying 2 homes here for the price of one elsewhere. Affordability is Cleveland's secret sauce. With a median household income of $75,200, roughly 66% of homes are considered affordable to locals. And the cost of living is about 15% below the national average, making it easy to stretch your dollars further, from your mortgage to your monthly grocery bill. Cleveland isn't just cheap, it's cool. It's home to the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame, Lake Erie beaches, the massive Cleveland Metro Park system, aka the Emerald Necklace, and one of the best hospital networks in the world, the Cleveland Clinic. In fact, healthcare, advanced manufacturing, and tech are among the top employers here, and the job market has been steadily growing with an unemployment rate hovering around 3.7%. Now let's talk rent. Average rent in Cleveland is about $1,150 per month, making it a win for both residents and real estate investors. You can easily find updated homes, duplexes, and charming century-old houses with lots of character and not a lot of cost. The city is also full of arts and culture. The Cleveland Orchestra is world-class, and the museum scene is shockingly good and often free. Sports fans? You've got the Browns, Cavaliers, and Guardians. Foodies? Pierogies, Polish boys, and craft breweries await. Cleveland's neighborhoods, like Ohio City, Tremont, and University Circle, are walkable, diverse, and full of history. And bonus, you'll never be far from green space or the lakefront. So if you want to live in a city where your paycheck goes further, your weekends are packed with fun, and your house doesn't come with a lifetime of debt, Cleveland rocks. And that's not just a slogan. Number 1. Detroit, Michigan. Detroit, Michigan. A city of grit, growth, and unbelievable affordability. If you thought big city homeownership was a fantasy, Detroit is here to prove otherwise. In 2025, the median home price is just $175,000, making it the most affordable major city in the United States. Compared to the national median, that's a mind-blowing 56% discount, which means your dream home doesn't have to come with nightmare payments. But here's the twist. Detroit is more than just cheap homes. It's a comeback story in motion. Once hit hard by economic downturns, the Motor City is rebuilding in full throttle, with new businesses, renovated neighborhoods, and a creative spirit that's turned abandoned buildings into art galleries and co-working spaces. And with a median household income of $63,900, about 77.2% of homes are considered affordable to locals, the highest rate on this entire list. Detroit's job market is revving up too. Automotive giants like Ford, GM, and Stellantis are still major players, but now tech startups, healthcare, and logistics are adding fuel to the fire. The unemployment rate is around 4.1%, and opportunities keep growing with city-led investment in infrastructure, housing, and public services. Let's talk value. You can buy a 3-bedroom home with a yard for under $200,000, and in some areas, even under $150,000. Property taxes are around 2.1%, a bit higher than average, but still reasonable considering the ultra-low prices. And average rent is around $1,200 per month, meaning the city is also attracting real estate investors looking for high rental yields. Detroit is also packed with culture, the Motown Museum, Detroit Institute of Arts, Belle Isle Park, and a music scene that pulses with energy. Plus, the Detroit Riverwalk was voted one of the best in the nation, and the city's food scene is quietly turning into a culinary destination. Coney dogs, anyone? If you're ready to buy a home, build equity, and be part of a city on the rise, Detroit is your golden opportunity. It's got history, hustle, heart, and most importantly, homes you can actually afford.